Servicing a Tyco tender driven steam locomotive 280080 series. A 280 is the two wheels you see in the front, and then 4 on each side in the center and 0 on the rear of the locomotive. The 080 Tycos will have just the center wheels and not the front pilot truck wheels. Tools you will need to service your steam engine with is an oil tube on the left, grease in the package as you see, a set of precision screwdrivers, a grease gun, toothpicks to apply grease and oil in certain spots with, and then the Craftsman screwdrivers below, which are as follows. I also have a Craftsman 41589 long miniature flat blade screwdriver, a Craftsman 41293N, a Craftsman 41293 miniature Phillips screwdriver, and a Craftsman 41542 short Phillips screwdriver. We'll begin at the front of the locomotive. If you have a burned out headlight, you grab the headlight like this, gently pull forward, which exposes the wires to the light, as you see here. Taking a flat screwdriver, you gently pry. After gently prying with the screwdriver, pull till the drum head comes off the locomotive, and then you have the headlight up in here. You got to take this apart also to get the actual light bulb, and it snaps apart, or it's supposed to, on the back. Don't lose that. And then your light bulb will be pulled out. You'll have to cut the wires and rewire through here if you need to change your bulb out. Assembly is reversal of removal. So with your light back in, you take the back of the piece here, line your tab up on the bottom of the headlight assembly, and push that in like that. Now it's ready to go back on the drum head. Go in at an angle like this and squeeze the back of it, and it'll snap back in place like that. And then you just push it back onto the front of your engine. It'll line up the tabs, and it's straight on there, and it's back together. Watt 2 oil on the drive wheels of the locomotive itself on the front. Using a toothpick, apply your oil to the end with a drop like that. That's a little too much, but just for video purposes, you drop it there, you just touch it and let it run down. All the moving points on here that you see where the toothpick is going. Here, 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 underneath the drive rod, and then the back wheel. Same for the other side of the engine too. This is the only thing need oil on the front. If you have wheels that bind up or do not roll when the locomotive is on the track, this is your problem. You need to oil everything on the moving axles and rods of the locomotive up here. Most of the binding on these 080 and 280s is caused right here from lack of lubrication. A good oiling in here on this rod and assembly should free the problem. Again, just make sure you oil everything that you see where the toothpick is pointing on the front drivers, anywhere there's a point of assembly. Now we're at the tender part of the locomotive, which is the power unit on Tyco's engines. To remove the shell, get a flat screwdriver and pry right here where these tabs are. Just want to take your screwdriver up in there and gently pull down like this, and your shell will pop right off and exposing the power torque motor. This motor is the same as diesel engines, it's just set up different for the tender version. This is the power torque pinion gear. You would drop oil on your toothpick, oil this, oil your main flywheel gear, and then all your gears in the bottom here, oil and grease. If you need new traction tires, you need to remove these two screws here, and I'll show you what that looks like in the next step after these screws are out. Holding the top of the block like this, grab the screw. Your last one is to get it all the way out. Get the screw, pull it out. To remove the Tyco power torque motor, you must pry these clips off each end on top of the block here to separate the wheels after you've taken the screws out, as you've seen in the previous clip. So to get these to come out, you got to remove the clip here and the clip here to remove the power torque block to change the traction tires on the engine. To remove the clips, I'm using a 2mm flathead, and you grab it like that and just pry back on it. Remove it, don't lose your clip. Once you get it out, it slid right out with no problem. Again, take your 2mm flathead precision screwdriver and grab one of the corners and just gently pull on it like this. Twist in there however, and you get this, it come right out just like that. After removing the clips, you'll need to remove the 2 screws on each end that hold the wires for these trucks to slide off the pin here. So remove these screws. This one here. Holding the motor casting to the block very tightly, lift up and pull down. You have to pick the block up from the back to the front to get the front one to pop off, and it's not as easy as it looks. Every engine is going to be a little different. If you need to put grease on the gears while you got the motor out of the block, you grease here, here, and here. You can put grease on the wheel cradles very lightly. This one's got oil in it, so it's good too. There's no rust. Remove any rust you can find in there, because that'll prohibit your electrical pickup. If you need to remove the pinion gear, which I don't recommend, put it back on with fingernail polish to hold it in place, or Loctite. Just a very small amount on the shaft if you need to pop that off. And it has to be removed to get grease in behind here and this gear here. This one will slide right off. To replace your traction tires, these are good, so I'm not going to pull them off, but you would take your screwdriver and pry off the old one or what's left of it, and then take your new one, starting at one side, and just pull it around till it's on there flat. You do this for both wheels. It's important that you pay attention when you pull your block out while it's disassembled in this position to put the wheels with the traction tire on the side facing you. With everything oiled and greased, you should be able to drop your block back down in here with the wheels lining up, moving the block around. It should fit just like that. To put your wheels back on, this one faces toward the steam engine itself, has no coupler pocket. Slide it back up under, tilt your block up while pressing upward on the wheel itself. Assemble the front first with your block tilted up. Push the wheels up till it collects like that, and then pull it back on to the frame, and your other wheels line up. So now it's lined up just like that. With your pin clip, press it back into place and make sure it snaps like that so you don't lose it. Now to put the rear one on, it's a lot easier to do. It'll slide up in there, pressing down on the block, pushing on the coupler, and it snaps on like that. And you place your clip on that one like that. Take your screwdriver, .2mm again, just press on it and it's on there. This one didn't snap like the other one, but it's, as long as it's on there and it holds. Reattach your power connections after snapping your clips on each end, placing the screw in the power connector. Makes it a lot easier to reinstall, and using your screwdriver and screw down until tight. On each end also, when you're reattaching these wires, there's a little metal tab that lines your plate up to keep it straight when you screw it down. Now with your block assembled, your clips on, and your wires screwed, flip it back over and line up the holes right there and put your bottom screws in to hold the block to the frame. And if they're lined up, they'll screw in smoothly. Do not cross thread when you do this. Get that one's in. And then your other one goes right here. Like I said, these screws should start smoothly and go down. If not, put them in where they'll go smooth. Otherwise, you're rethreading your block and damaging it. Snug them down and you're ready to roll again. You just slide your shell back down, snap it into place like that on each side, and put your screw for your tender bar. Goes right there. You may need a pair of tweezers to do this, or like I said, a good magnetized screwdriver also. Using a pair of tweezers, which is a lot easier to do for this screw on your tender bar. Drop your screw down in the hole and take your flathead screwdriver and tighten it down like that. Not too tight though, you want it to freely swing slightly. You want to have some play so when it goes around curves it swivels like that. And you're ready to roll. I did not cover the smoke unit. It is behind the headlight up here in the front. If yours is not working, it would be easier to find one in working condition and cut your wires right here and resplice than to pull that whole unit out, because you have to take all this loose, and then a lot of times it never goes back right as far as the wheels. Like I said, it's easier to replace the whole front unit with a working one than to go in and replace the smoke unit, if you can even find one available. Thank you for watching. I hope this gets your engine working.